So it's been about a year since I really dove headfirst into the world of electric guitar and gear. Literally, we are 3 days away from the 1-year anniversary of when I built and put together my first pedal board. So I wanted to take some time today to look at how my board has evolved throughout the year, because there's been a whole lot of iterations, and kind of look at my favorite pedals that I've played this year, but also just what my board has looked like at different times, because it has changed a lot of times, even though it's kind of finally mellowed out a little bit. But yeah, I just want to take a look at that, so let's dive in here. Alright, so this is before they were ever on a board. I mean, it's sitting on my carpet next to my roommate's shoe. You can see that. There's his boot. But this is the first few pedals that I got. So I got, these two Behringers, the overdrive distortion and the digital reverb, on the same day at Sweetwater. They were the first pedals I ever got. And then these other four, the Boss Super Chorus and DD3 and the volume pedal, and then the DoD Overdrive Plus. I got all of these together for $100 on Marketplace. Super good deal for those pedals. So yeah, I got all these, and these actually were not good patch cables. As in this green one and the gray and black ones down here, they just didn't work. Like you can see they're kind of thinner cables and everything. They were, I believe, they weren't. I think they were TS and not TRS. I don't remember, something like that. But whatever they were, they didn't work right. And so I ended up having to go get some more cables. But this is the first board that I ever put together. But, the board's not here. But then we get here. Now this is, on a board. This is literally just an unfinished piece of wood that I found in my garage. And then put it at an angle. And then Velcroed everything on there. So yeah, you've got the volume pedal, and then I added this onstage tuner and the JHS 3 Series harmonic trem. And I used that for a long time. I mean, I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it for something else because it was basically just sitting there never getting used. I like harmonic trem, but it's not like something that I use often enough to justify it taking up space on my board over something else. Or, I think I sold it off to get the Nobels later on, something like that. But yeah, this is actually my first major configuration of my board, and it stayed this way for at least the first couple months of me playing. I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't honestly know the timestamps on all of these, but yeah. So this, you can see I routed, and by routed I mean I literally just drilled 2 holes next to each other and then cut out the middle to run these cables through them. And I had a metal case, briefcase style thing, that this happened to fit perfectly in, and I carried it everywhere. It was great. Put this board, screwed the boards together, called it good, Velcroed everything on there. But then we get here. So this is the board that I'm currently running. It's just on my unmade bed, so don't worry about that. I'm pretty sure that is the foot of my best friend James, probably just laying on my bed when I took this picture. But we've got all of these pedals. You can see a few changes here. The volume pedal got switched out for this Boss. It's a different Boss volume pedal. I can't even think of the name of it. The FV30H, I believe. And that's the one I'm currently using. I switched that out just because it saves space, which is funny. I got that around the same time I built the bigger board. But I switched everything over from regular Velcro to dual lock because I like it better. I think it holds a little bit better. And it's really only going anywhere if you want it to. So I really like dual lock. It just also feels good quality, so I switched everything over when I built this board. Everything's the same except the JHS Luckycat. This is a digital delay. It's their older one. It's been discontinued for a few years. They actually just did the flight delay, which takes a lot of the stuff from the Luckycat and then expands upon that with some new modulation options and stuff like that, and some more controls. But I bought this from my roommate, who's also a lead player, or a guitar player in general. I bought this from him, and it was actually the last one that Sweetwater ever sold. He bought it. It was the last one they had in stock after they had discontinued the pedal, and he got it. So I own the last JHS Luckycat that Sweetwater ever sold. Here we go. Basically the same, except this, you can kind of see it over here. Sorry about there's literally so much dust on all of these pedals in on these photos. It's crazy. You can see on the volume pedal over here, I added grip tape, like skateboard grip tape, because it's a flat, or not even flat, it's got a little bit of texture, but it's just a bare metal surface on that volume pedal. And so I'd be wearing like a boot and it'd just slide off. It'd be like sliding down the volume pedal while I try to sit it there. So I put grip tape on there, kind of like the VP Juniors have, and I'm still using it that way. I mean, it's been probably 8-10 months now that I've been doing it that way, and I love it. So works for me. I don't intend to get rid of it anytime soon. It's like the perfect size volume pedal for me. I hate the Dunlop Minis for anything but like some light expression stuff. And the VP Junior and like the old Boss FV500 that I had, too big, way too big. Because I've got a size 13 shoe, you know, so I need like a bigger pedal, but also I want something that isn't going to take up my entire board length of space, you know. But the only other thing on here that's different is this Dan Electro Eisenhower fuzz. I bought this on at a closing sale of a local music shop. Picked it up because it was like $45, and never used it in church for anything because this kind of fuzz, there's really not, honestly, it's hard to use fuzz in church in general. I'm not a big fuzz fan as a rule. I can play, it's fun to play with sometimes, and it can be cool in some rock music, but I'm not a big fuzz person. But I got this to play around with it, and kind of just, it stayed on there long enough for me to play with it at home, but it was noisy, and yeah, it wasn't great, so it didn't last long. Yeah, you can see here, we went back, took it back off of there. I think that's pretty much the only difference between these two, is I dropped the Dan Electro. Something else is missing here. Oh, the DD3. Right, I forgot. So I was running the DD3, since it didn't have tap tempo, that was just set to be a dedicated slapback delay. Because slapback's cool. But then I was using the Luckycat as my, like, you know, actual delays, going into the reverb and everything. Still that Behringer reverb, which is not great. There's a lot of Behringer pedals that I can get on board with. Like this overdrive distortion, I still like. I just don't use it anymore because I have some other stuff I like a little better. But that's been great for me. Don't get the DR600. you don't want it. There's better options for budget. But anyway, yeah. So moving on to here. Yeah, we dropped those two, the DD3 and the Dan Electro Eisenhower fuzz. Just went back to basically what I had before, minus that DD3. And then we got here. Now here is where things really started to get down to business. I got the JHS Notaklon and the ToneX ONE, and I got those, I think in the same week, because I'd ordered my Notaklon early on, because those have had like shipping delays basically since they released. And so I waited like, I think 3 or 4 months for my Notaklon to get here. And I put that on the board, and then either right before or right after that, I got the ToneX ONE, because I was really excited about that pedal when it released. And I still am. Here's one. Look, ToneX ONE, sitting on my desk. It's actually not mine, it's my roommate's, but I was messing with it earlier. But yeah, the Notaklon and the ToneX ONE. So I couldn't even tell you for sure what amp I was running on the ToneX ONE this early on. It was probably, if I had to guess, Worship Tutorial's free AC30 top boost that they have on their website. Most likely, it was either it would have either been that, or it was the free Blues Junior presets from, is it Tone Shepherd? Tone Shepherd, maybe Tone Junkie, I don't know. No, I think it was Alter Ampworks that had a free Blues Junior preset. I don't know. If you're looking for ToneX packs or Helix packs or whatever, check out any of those guys. But yeah, it was probably the Worship Tutorial's free AC30. And then the Notaklon, and these two things, like, I love these pedals. You can see I was running the Notaklon a little bit lower gain at this point in time when I first got it. And I go back and forth with my Notaklon. Like, I think literally 2 days ago I was at rehearsal, and I've been running it as my higher gain, and I just, like, cranked the gain knob down. So I kind of just have two low mid-gain drives on my board right now, and I'm just fine with that because I love the way they both sound. It's just kind of different flavors. I've also, I used to stack all the time. Like, here you have, you know, these two running into each other, so if I needed a high gain sound, I would run the Behringer OD300 and the Notaklon together and get, like, you know, my high gain. I just kind of don't do that hardly ever anymore. Like, I don't stack drives nearly as much as I used to. I just like the different flavors of drives, depending on what song I'm playing and what moment I'm in. Like, I like the Notaklon kind of at a little lower gain for swells better than I like using the Nobels for swells. So, but yeah, so anyway, Notaklon, ToneX ONE, got these right at the same time, and I love them both. It's two of my favorite pedals for sure. So here is when I got my Keeley Compressor Plus and my Gator power supply. So both of these came from the Sweetwater used shop. I don't usually recommend buying used power supplies, but it hasn't given me any problems. It was like $45 because I was there in August for Guitar Fest and got like a really good deal on it. Everything in there was like 20 or 25% off of the list price. So, but I didn't have, my board wasn't tall enough at the time to mount it underneath. So it went on top and I arranged everything on here. So you can see my board's starting to get a little crammed in this photo. And this Keeley Compressor Plus, first of all, this is the Sweetwater limited edition, not even limited, it's just a Sweetwater edition of the Compressor Plus. And you can see on the side there, signed by Robert Keeley, because I also got this. There's the dust on the Notaklon. But I also got this compressor at Guitar Fest, and Robert Keeley was there. And so I bought it in the used shop and then realized, oh, he's here. And so I went and got him to sign it right away. So that's really cool. I also really love the pedal design, the graphics on the Compressor Plus. I actually met the guy who designed them. I should have had him sign it too, but I don't know why I didn't. But he was actually the one who got Robert Keeley to sign it for me. It was the guy who did the graphic design work for this pedal, so that was really cool. Shout out to him. And the next we're to here. So this is after I raised up my board. I got a few more pieces of wood and raised it up. Didn't stain the bottom of it because I really don't care that much about it being two different colors. It bothers my roommate a lot. It really bothers him. But I raised it up so you can see, there's the power connectors coming out of there. And couple things. This is actually, I think, when I had set stuff up for bass for that video. I think it was my second video that I put on the channel. That's why the DoD overdrive is back. But so this is kind of my bass configuration. But realistically, without the overdrive plus in there, it was the same as how I was running my electric rig. So other than like the knob settings, but you have the compressor, the Notaklon, the overdrive distortion, the Polytune here. I got that from my worship pastor, and it's coming out of the tuner out of the volume pedal because I don't know, I just side chain it. It doesn't matter to me. I keep it in a different chain. And then yeah, the DoD, but that wasn't really being used for electric. It was just on there long enough to do a couple bass services. And then this is where I got the Zoom MS-70 CDR, the chorus delay reverb. Really started using this for my reverbs. I kept the Behringer one on there too as like a lighter reverb, and then using the Zoom for my bigger ones. Spoiler alert, that didn't last long. The Behringer, first of all, it was just, it gave me issues with power and stuff like that, but also, it's not very good. It's not very good. Don't buy it. Don't buy the Behringer DR600. Don't do it. This is where I got the Zoom, and the Zoom has been good for some reverbs. And now we're up to here. Yeah, you can see the harmonic trem is back. This is basically the same configuration, other than, there it is, I dropped the Behringer reverb and put the harmonic trem back instead of that DoD because it wasn't getting used. Yeah, so basically, this is how I was actually running my board for a while, and actually, this is almost what's on my board right now, but we had some in-between steps here, such as this. I had a second ToneX ONE for a while and was running two different amps in stereo, with the reverb coming out stereo into both ToneX ONEs. And I tried a few different pairs. I was using an AC30 and a deluxe reverb together for a while, and I liked those. But I tried out a few others, and eventually I sold off one, originally to get another pedal, and then I just kind of realized, I don't need to run two amps at the same time. So I sold off one ToneX ONE. I was using two for a while. I'm still running a stereo rig. We'll get to that in a minute, but I'm only using one amp now because I frankly just like AC30s anyway. Anything Vox I just like anyway. I don't really need to run some other stuff. I do love Fender amps, but this was on my board for a very short amount of time. This is a Catalan bred Wio or Who. It's a reissue of their Who pedal with an added control. So the post knob up here was actually a preamp from a tape echo that they added in on this reissue of this pedal. And this is basically a high watt in a box. So I use this for just a couple weeks, I think, maybe 1 or 2 services, because I liked it for some low gain stuff, but it's a little spitty. So I wasn't a huge fan of it. So I tried it out. I didn't actually buy this pedal. My roommate won a Sweetwater giveaway and let me use it for a little bit because he doesn't really like gig stuff. So he just kind of let me use it and try it out, and it didn't last long. I gave it back to him. So after that, yeah, we're here. Honestly, I don't know if this is any different than. Yeah. This has been my probably just about my most recent. So this is after I've got the Nobels ODR-Mini, which I made a video on, and then what have we dropped since the last one? We got the ODR-Mini, and that replaced the Behringer overdrive distortion. The harmonic trem is gone because I think I sold that to get the Nobels. But yeah, so this is pretty much how I'm running my board right now. But last week, I was about to play Goodbye Yesterday, and I felt like I just didn't have the right kind of gain on my board. I really need to get a distortion. But the thing is, look who came back. Is the DoD FX50B. And that, realistically, it's still not quite right, but when you crank this thing into the boost territory, you can't really see it in this picture, but it kind of gets dark and shaded in on the right side where the dots usually are, and it says it's boost mode, but that doesn't mean clean boost. It basically means as soon as you turn the gain knob up this far, it's probably going to be a fuzz pedal. And so that, stacked with the Notaklon, really gave me the sound that I needed for Goodbye Yesterday, or at least as close as I could get. I tried every drive in the house, basically, between me and both of my roommates, and this is what I came up with. So in this one, you have coming out of the compressor, it goes into the DoD, and then back into the Nobels, which goes over to the Notaklon. And so this is actually how I've been doing it now, just kind of leaving it on my board. It doesn't get used a whole lot. I'm usually sticking to the Nobels and sometimes the Notaklon. You can see also on my Notaklon, we've got this sticker now. And this is just kind of an inside joke with my worship team. But yes, I put that on there, give it a little bit of personal touch customization. Got that sticker from a friend who made them for everybody on our team. But it's a beat playing the drums. But yeah, so this picture was taken 2 days ago, I think. So this is where we're running it now. And I am pretty dang happy with it. It's crazy seeing, where we started at the beginning of 2024, at the beginning of 2024, and seeing how, where I am now, I'm a better player because of how much I've invested into practicing and playing this year, but I'm also, so much more knowledgeable. Like gear, I went from knowing almost nothing about electric guitar gear to it being like my primary hobby, like this. Like it was crazy. And I don't think I'm ever going back. It's a lot of fun. I love gear. I love pedals. And yeah, this is how I've been running it for church every week, and then for my own home stuff, whether it's recording or just playing with my friends, whatever it is. This is the board right now, and I've got some plans that I like to do, but we'll see what happens. You guys will be updated as things change, any significant changes. We'll probably get a video made on new pedals, things like that. But yeah, the last time I got a new pedal was that Nobels. So this is the current thing, and I'm still running my Gretsch G5230T as my main guitar right now. Looking to probably get a Strat of some kind sometime soon, probably a Silver Sky SE, because I really like the neck radius on those. I was looking at Fender Strats, and I love Fender Strats because I love Fender, but I played the Silver Sky SE for a while at Sweetwater a while back, and I really like the thicker neck radius. I've got pretty big hands, so something with I like something with a little bit of a thicker neck radius. And standard Strat, or at least the more expensive Silver Skies, are a 7.25 inch neck radius, and the SEs are 8.5 inch, and so I like it a lot. It feels great for me, so I might be trying to pick up one of those soon if I can. But for now, still running on that Gretsch. Gretsch is a really classic worship guitar sound, and I still love it. It's still a great guitar to play. Well, thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I know it's been a few weeks with traveling for holidays and some sickness going through my house. It's been a little bit of a tough time getting some videos made and also looking for, things to talk about on the channel. But thank you so much for being patient and sticking around the channel. But I'll have some more content coming out for you guys soon. And yeah, thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you later.